you know, he's been in this for years, and hopefully he could drop some gems on us. You know, we're kind of the newbies here. I love her in the building.
Thank you. I will drink to that.
How you doing, sir?
Math was good, man. What's good, gentlemen? Pleasure to be here, man. I'm a fan. I subscribe.
I had to ask to see your phone.
I had to know that a long time ago. I subscribe, I watch. This is a dope ass show, man. I'm happy to be here, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Well, you know you fathered a lot of this, bro. Like whether they give you the credit for it or not, you've influenced this genre so deeply that by the time it gets back around to you, people don't know where they got it from.
Right.
But a lot of this is yours.
Hey, man, I just got it from the people that I looked up to. Like when I was coming up, I remember as a kid, man, you'd be outside in New York City, whatever you're doing, you playing. When it was 8 o'clock, you know it was 8 o'clock because the radio was going, and Frankie Crocker would play the same song every night exactly. At 8 o'clock, you would hear, there I go, there I go, there I go. That's when he was signing off. That was his song to sign off, so you knew exactly what time it was. So OGs like him and OGs like Bugsy. Bugsy's my OG. Those are the guys that I looked up to, man. Jeff Fox and cats like that, and Chuck Leonard, and all of them old guys, and the KTU cats like Carlos De Jesus. Them were the dudes that I used to look up to, man.
But you transferred it to camera. Like that radio thing was one thing, but you brought the personality and transferred it to the viewership.
It wasn't easy. I was scared to death when I got Yo MTV Raps, bro. If you look at the real early episodes, like the first year, we were scared to death, man. We were just happy to be on TV. Like
you said you were scared to death?
Scared to death.
I don't believe that.
Scared to death, bro. Didn't have no contract with MTV at all. We was on for a half an hour. We didn't know what the fuck the show was gonna do. So we was doing it, bro. I was scared to death. It was my first time on television like that. I had no communications background from school or nothing. It was that. And they just put us out there and was like, go.
No direction from nobody, no notes,
okay, so I gotta ask, is Ralph McDaniels in that list of people?
Yeah, hell yeah. Video Music Box? Yeah. Huge for us. Because, you know, before Video Music Box a long time ago, they had this show that used to come on, I think it was Friday or Saturday, it was called Hot Tracks.
New York Hot Tracks.
Yeah, New York Hot Tracks. And it used to come on, but Ralph gave us that. They wasn't really playing hip hop like that. Ralph gave us the videos that we didn't see, that we didn't even know artists had videos.
Yeah.
Right? Ralph gave us that stuff. And Ralph used to live in a house where I ended up, when I was in a band, I used to practice in that house. Ralph lived in that same house, and Ralph was from our neighborhood. So we knew Ralph. So Ralph was hugely influential on what we were doing. Yeah, absolutely. Ralph actually tried to take Video Music Box to MTV.
Yeah.
And MTV told him no, and then later on they came with Yo MTV Raps. So Ralph was super influential.
Did you ever have a conversation with him about it?
Yeah, I tell him every time I see him. Every time I run into Ralph, and I'm saying it right now again, right here. Ralph was a super influence on everything that we were doing, but Ralph did it Ralph's way. I had to do it my way. I couldn't do it Ralph's way. I just had to be who I am. I couldn't be Ralph. It's only one of him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So and then Fab was doing, because you remember Fab came before. Right? Fab came in 88, me and Dre came in 89. So because Fab was so downtown cool, graph writer, real close to Basquiat, Debbie Harry, all of them people that Fab knew, I wasn't cool like Fab. So Dre and I were humorous, so we injected the humor in.
Right.
We were the kids in the basement showing videos that lit down the block for you. That's what we were. That's all we knew how to do.
Now, you said scared to death. I beg to differ. Because that N.W.A. segment that y'all did.
With Eazy?
Yeah,
I was comfortable then. By the time, oh my God, bro. I think we was at an hour at that time. I think we was on for an hour.
Oh, so this
when
was
we first started, we was a half an hour.
Right.
So you saw Dre and I maybe 3 times during the show, and then we did a voiceover to say goodbye. They didn't even show us. After the last video, we talked. That was it for Yo MTV Raps, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. See ya. And they kind of around the C-YA on the screen. You didn't even see us. By the time the N.W.A. thing came around, I was super comfortable right then, bro. I was comfortable. We was on 5 days a week. And by that time that N.W.A. rolled around, it was 6 days. because we had a countdown show too. So being with Eazy and them out there in Compton, I was super comfortable by then. Super dumb comfortable.
Yo, what was going on that day? Because
we were
but break it down for me, because
the guys of the famous Eazy-E episode is we supposed to be going to get chicken. And that was what we're supposed to be doing by interviewing N.W.A. Let's go eat, let's go do this, let's go do that.
Right.
And Eazy was always, laid back, cool, wouldn't say much and everything. So my man Stretch, God rest his soul, from the Loud Squad, we used to do this thing with each other where we always say we put each other in a smash. So you put your hand on the head like, yo, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't disrespect me. So I did it to Eazy.
Right.
And then Eazy grabbed me and he whispered something in my ear. And I was
What'd he
like,
say?
okay, I'm not telling nobody.
Why you?
No, you gotta wait for that book to find out exactly what he said.
Give me half the sentence.
But he was like, the one thing he said was chill or else you ain't going to be able to. And I knew and it wasn't a threat.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't a threat. Eazy was not that kind of dude.
Right.
It wasn't a threat. Matter of fact, Eazy kind of saved me in LA one time because we went to the Slauson swap meet with N.W.A. and I had on the wrong color jacket and hat.
What did you
I
have
was
on?
in Crip territory wearing all red. And Eazy took us into the swap meet and immediately bought me a jacket and a black hat because he was like, it's not something that an OG will do to you. It's one of the kids.
Yeah.
Right? So he was like, you got to put that in the car. Before we even got out, he's like, hey, you got to take off that jacket and that hat and leave it in the car. I didn't know I didn't know nothing about that Crips blood stuff.
Right.
So Eazy saved us, man, for real. Eazy was the coolest cat, man. He's a dope dude, bro.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
And he used to have the wildest ass pool parties. Oh my God.
And then Dre took it over.
No, it was Eazy.
It was Eazy.
Those were Eazy-E's Wet and Wild pool parties at his house in Calabasas. Oh my Lord.
What was
Bro, when I tell you Eazy took a page out of the Luke book. That's how Luke used to get his records played.
Right.
Whenever there was those Jack the Rapper conventions or whatever that was going on, Luke would always bring in a whole bunch of strippers and invite all the record industry execs upstairs, and the strippers is all over the place, and he's throwing money all over the place. And you remember that, Luke,
that moment with that record.
Yeah, that's how Luke was. And then Eazy took a page out of his book by doing Eazy-E's Wet n Wild pool parties at his house in Calabasas.
But you can't really picture a bunch of strippers twerking to N.W.A. records.
They ain't have to twerk. Eazy is gonna make sure that you taken care of. Eazy is gonna make sure when he told you to go into a certain room, you were in that certain room. You was taken care of.
Taken care of.
Wow.
Yeah, you was taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Luke. We landed in Miami, and we interviewing Luke. And you know how you get to the airport back in them days? It wasn't no like Suburbans or no shit like that. It was limos. So we get there and there's a sign that says Ed Lover, another guy says Dr. Dre, another guy says T Money, another guy says Ted Demi. And it's limos for all of us. So he opened the door to get in the limo. I get in the limo, there's two strippers in the limo waiting for me. He took care of me all the way to the hotel, courtesy of Luke. So I'm getting out of the hotel, I'm pulling my pants up in front of the hotel, I'm getting my shirt back on together, I'm getting out, they get out behind me. And they go, no, Luke said we with you all night. You got us all night. That's how Luke was a genius in that shit. And you know what happened when we got back? Luke. We playing Luke. We playing Luke. There was a time when they used to let us like theme a whole day. We doing all Luke videos all day long when you're on TV. It worked. Luke was a genius, bro. He was a genius.
We got
and
music
Eazy-E took
at the
a
wrong
page
time.
out of that book, bro.
All right. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble because they already think I am. What is that like staring people to play records? Is
it a form of payola?
Is it, yeah.
Was it regulated
Slayola?
Slayola? Smashola? Why not? Yes. FCC didn't regulate that. You could get money, you could take care of it a different way.
Right.
But that's what they did. They took care of us, man.
Smashola.
It's Smashola, because at that time we programmed the MTV Raps. A lot of people don't know that.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, we didn't know no better. If I knew what I know now, I probably went to Russell and say, you don't give me 100,000, I'm not playing any more Def Jam records ever, because we weren't regulated by the FCC.
Wow.
Not like radio.
Wow.
You're not supposed to, quote unquote, take money to play records on the radio, but you know, but we weren't. So we just happy to be there, man. We had, you know, we played, as long as it cleared standards and practices on MTV, we would go to Ted's office like a Wednesday or Tuesday, and we would program. These videos are out now. Okay, we're gonna play this, we're gonna play that. You see that new Kane joint? Nah, play that. Put the beta in. You know, because they sent all the stuff up to us, and we playing that, and we gonna play this. That's how we did it.
So MTV's early hip hop culture was directly crafted by Fab Five Freddy, Ed Love, and Dr. Dre.
No, it was crafted by Ted Demme
Okay.
and Peter Doherty.
They gave you the yes and no on what to.
Peter Doherty was overseas in England, and there's a young lady by the name of Sophie Bromwell that had a show called Yo, but they played everything. Ted was the one that was a hip hop dude that I knew Ted from when I was a kid. You know, Ted, his father, he come from an Episcopalian family in Rockville Center, Long Island. And my homeboy, my best friend, Kurt Flirt, his mom's was heavy in Episcopalian. So whenever they had their little retreats or they get-togethers or whatever, she always brought me along to keep Kurt out of trouble. And I met Ted. We had to be like 13, 14 years old. And that little white boy knew everything that there was about hip hop. He knew everything that I knew. So when he finally got in at MTV, he got with Peter and they cultivated and crafted Yo MTV Raps and took it to the bigs. And the bigs was like, well, who we gonna get? Fab is the coolest dude on the planet. Let's get Fab to host it. And then once it went daily, Fab was doing so much other stuff like directing and, you know, Fab directed a lot of videos for a lot of different people. And he just was like, I don't want to overexpose myself by doing a daily show, and boom. Because once I saw Fab, I started calling Ted. Because I knew Ted. I saw his name on the screen. Produced by Ted Demme. I was at somebody's house because I was in Queens. We didn't even have MTV at that point. And I was like, yo, I got to get on this. Like, I started calling Ted. I was like, he was like, come down to a shoot. I'll never forget. They were shooting something with Fab in Central Park. And I was there just watching. I was like, Ted, you got to let me do a record report or a fashion report. Let me do something on this show, man. I love hip hop. I know hip hop. Fast forward, they decided to do a daily show. Ted calls me to come in and audition. When I get to the audition, Dre is sitting there. Dre was a road DJ for the Beastie Boys. Peter knew Dre. So he called Dre. And then Dre had went in and he was off in Peter's office somewhere. And I went in and Ted put me on tape. And then Ted said, wait a minute. He called Peter's office. He says, Dr. Dre still there? He said, yeah, send him down. So he sent them down and he put me and Dre on tape together. Like doing a Jamaican accent or something like that, something crazy. Ted had been in Jamaica. You know the wig that had the dreadlocks? He had like two of them. Me and Dre put them on and I was like, you Jamaican, right, Dre? I never knew Dre. I didn't know Dre at all.
You would swear y'all was childhood friends?
No, I did not know Dre. I listened to Dre on the N.W.A. radio sometimes. If the antenna was right, I could catch it, right? I had no idea. I didn't know who Dre was. I knew about the group that he was in.
Right.
But I didn't know him personally at all. And if Ted looked at us and he said, Laurel and Hardy. He said, that's what I want right there. He said, that's Laurel, that's Hardy. That's the Daily Show. And he took it upstairs and they was like, yeah, let's go with it.
That's wow.
Yeah.
You would never guess that. I was
I
sitting
didn't
there
know
waiting
Dre
for the
at all,
story to
bro.
come out that said, we met back in.
No.
What year-
T
what
Money
year
and
was that?
Dre was in the 5th grade together. That's how T got on the show as Yo Mailman. Because he was Dre's homeboy. I didn't know Dre at all. At all.
That's crazy.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.